guys, welcome back to the cabin again, where I'm going to cook up another dish, kind of like Smoky Mountain-ish type thing. What it is, it's going to be a pan-fried chicken breast with some sauteed cabbage, some mushroom gravy over biscuits. I mean, you can't get any more southern than that, right? Let me show you what I'm gonna do first. So since the cabbage is gonna take a little bit time, that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I cut up some coarsely cabbage. I got some shallots here, which I'm only gonna use about half of this. The other half I'm gonna use for the gravy. I got some salt, pepper, sugar, a little bit of sugar, hot sauce, vinegar, freshly ground pepper, and half a cup of water. Okay, I got a medium-sized pan here, heating up. Put in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, about a tablespoon. That's fine. Let's wait and that heats up, and then I put in the cabbage and the ingredients. Great, the oil is heated up. I can smell the olive oil. So let's put in the cabbage. Ooh, the sizzle. I love the sizzle. Okay, let's mix this around a little bit. The reason I don't put in the onions first is like they just have to like blend in. So what I'm going to do with this is a very large, not onion, shallot. So I'm going to put about half of this in. The other half I will use for the gravy. So let's mix this around. Oops, escapee. Okay. Okay, next thing, a little bit of salt. I have a sea salt here, coarse sea salt. A couple of pinches. You don't want too much, unless you like more salt. A little bit of sugar. A little bit of sugar, like a pinch. Pinch of sugar, then some vinegar, and you can eyeball it that you like it more vinegary. Watch me here. Bump, bump. That's it. And what I forgot to mention in the ingredients, some garlic powder. Kind of like that. That's it. Don't take the salted one, because we already have salt in it. Half a cup of water, and hey, a little bit of my own hot sauce. Why not? Kind of like that. So let's mix this around. And this will have to simmer for at least, let's cover it up, I would say half an hour, and I'll see you then. All right, I preheated the oven to 325. Put my bought. You can make them yourself. I just didn't have the time to make it myself. So it's until we continue. Okay, let's pound this chicken breast down a little bit, like this. Step one. Then I'm going to put a little bit of plastic foil over it, just like that. And since I don't have a rolling or a hammer, a pounding thing or a rolling thing, I'm just going to use a pan. And you just kind of go a little bit like this. like a few times. Until it's about, yeah. I think that should be good. Take that away. And it's much thinner. Now, nice, evenly spread out. Now let's season this sucker. What I have here is some peppered habanero seasoning. Just gonna use that. It already has salt in it. Turn it around both sides. Oops, that was a little bit much. And that should do it. And put that back on a plate in a refrigerator, and it'll be ready to go. There we go, guys. Biscuits are done. Nicely golden brown. And that will be the next step. See you then. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes on this cabbage here. One last ingredient I'm going to put in is some freshly ground pepper, just like this. And then let's taste it. Right, you got to taste the stuff. Alright, mix it around. Let me get a spoon here. And let's taste a little bit the Still needs some more cooking, but it's great. It has the right flavor. It doesn't need anything else, so we just leave it the way it is, so the cabbage softens up a little bit more, and that'll be it. And then we go to the next step. All right, friends, we're ready to cook the chicken. I got a pan preheated here. Let me put some olive oil in here, about a tablespoon. That will do it. And let's let that heat up, and then we pan fry the chicken. Yeah, baby. Okay, the chicken is ready to go into the pan for some action. Here, let me take this breast. Started with a nice sizzle. You hear that? I love that sizzle. Listen to it. That's about the right time where you should put it in. You don't want it scorching, like blasting out. No, just like this. This is perfect. And let's continue this until it's done. Okay, the cabbage is done. I've turned that off. That's pretty normally. Still a little bit crunchy, not too mushy. The chicken is still going. Next thing I am going to do is make the mushroom gravy, and that's be about it. Let's do that. All right, I got some bell mushrooms. I'm gonna cut them up, you know, just like in pieces like that. Not gonna bore you with it too much. Let me continue there. Hey, it looks like the chicken is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it from the heat. And I'm going to put some foil over it just to keep it warm until I make the gravy. The gravy is not going to make that long, 10 minutes. So that should do it. Okay, guys, for the mushroom gravy, I have here, of course, I chopped up some mushrooms, white bell mushrooms, and this is some shallots still left over from I used before. Some milk. I used some crema, freshly ground black pepper, salt, and some butter and some chopped up fresh garlic. Let's get started. Okay, I'm going to take about 4 tablespoons, let me use 3, of butter. Let's mix it up. And by the way, this is actually like some kind of a, I found this at the store here, Parmesan garlic butter. Kind of interesting. So let's keep going in that until that is melted. And yeah, okay, I got the butter melting. Let's add the shallots. The rest of the shallots here, which I used in the cabbage. So what I put in here is some flour, about 2 tablespoons of flour with the garlic and some of that. And you might want to keep stirring this, because otherwise it's just gonna burn up. So make sure you keep stirring it for about a minute or so with the garlic. You don't want to burn the garlic. And that's it. And I'll see you after that. Alright, I'm cooking up some of these onion, garlic, and flour mixture with butter up. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some water. And what I wanted to tell you is the butter, it was like a Parmesan butter. It already had salt in it. So you don't want to add any salt in it when you do that. If you don't have that, then of course, then just use regular salt, regular butter. So we're mixing this up. I'm mixing this up. It's kind of like a roux, like we have in New Orleans. So let's let this cook up a little bit, and then we add the mushroom. Okay, it's time to add the mushrooms. Those are white mushrooms, regular mushrooms. Just put them in there. That's it. And cook them up. Let them steam up a little bit. You want to make sure that the heat is not way too high, but otherwise you're just going to burn this whole sucker, okay? But, yeah. Just keep it on low. Cook it for about, I would say, a couple of minutes. And then we add some other ingredients. I'm going to put in some fresh ground pepper. That's about pretty good. What do you think? You can put more if you want, or less, or none at all. I mean, it doesn't matter. So let's mix this around. The next thing is going to be some milk and some crema. Let's do that. Okay, guys. Now this is thickened up a little bit. What I'm going to start out with is with a cup of whole milk and some crema or sour cream. Let's put that in and let's stir this around. Not too high heat. And let's see what happens in about 5 minutes. Hey, hi everybody, everything is done. Now, let's plate it. I have the chicken, of course, right there. And then let's get the biscuits. Couple of biscuits here. Let's top them with our mushroom gravy. I know everybody will not like that, but I suggest it's pretty good. The other thing I have here is some cabbage. Get some cabbage on. And I think this could be considered a very southern meal. Tell me if I'm wrong or not, but yeah, this is pretty cool, I think. So, let's sit down and eat.